Hey everyone, hope you've had a great Friday. I've got a big treat here for you today, an interleague matchup between the Chicago Cubs and the New York Yankees to kick off a 3-game set. I'm Colby Smith here with you from virtual Yankee Stadium. The Chicago Cubs and the New York Yankees, this is going to be a fun series. The Cubs come into the weekend 49-32 while the Yankees sit at 53-28. The Cubs are coming off a dicey 7-6 win over the Cincinnati Reds yesterday that saw the Reds put up a 5 spot in the ninth inning, but the Cubs bullpen able to shut down Cincinnati at the end and pull it out and leave the Reds bases loaded there. So boy, did things get dicey, but boy, was the Cubs bullpen able to persevere and get through it. And now the Cubs have won 28 of their last 32 games, which is really stellar. And the New York Yankees, they're doing pretty good as well, but they've only won 2 of their last 7 games, so that's something to be a little worried about as we get started this weekend. It's not like the Cubs aren't a solid squad. I mean, today the lineup looks very different because Buster Posey's not behind the plate today. Wilson Contreras, who played left field yesterday, moves behind the plate, and you got a guy like Corey Seager making a Chicago Cubs debut after that big trade last week. You see Jason Hayward activated off the disabled list in right field, so things are definitely going to be interesting. And I mean, the Cubs aren't used to playing in American League parts, so only a 5-game bench, and you got that DH hole, which goes to Buster Posey today, of course, because you want to keep that big bat in the lineup. But the Yankees defense always tough, and it's going to be even tougher to face James Paxton on the hill. 5-1, he comes in with a 395 earned run average. 23-68 is his walk to strikeout ratio, and 84 in the third innings pitched here in 2020. And the Cubs, it looks there's going to be rain in the forecast all day tomorrow in New York City, so the Cubs very much well could see the postponement of the second game of the series to Sunday here. So they opted to go with a bullpen game today, which is very interesting, all things considered. First-year manager David Ross opting to give Wade Davis the start and have him try to go a couple of innings here before he brings somebody else out of the bullpen. But we'll get things started here for you before we get too far along. Leading off for the Cubs in center field is Dexter Fowler. Corey Seager's at short. Jason Hayward plays right. Javier Baez in the cleanup pole at third. Buster Posey DHs and hits fifth. Anthony Rizzo mans first. Wilson Contreras, the catcher, hits seventh. Jonathan Scopes at second. And Chris Bryant hits in the 9 hole in the left. And as for the Yankees on the defensive side of the ball, left to right in the outfield, it's going to be Mike Tauchman, Giancarlo Stanton, and Aaron Judge. And as for the infield, from first to third, going to be Luke Voigt, DJ LeMahieu, Gleyber Torres, and Gio Urshela. Gary Sanchez is the catcher, and James Paxton, of course, on the hill. Fowler hitting 346, steps in and comes around on a knuckle curve here from James Paxton to get the game started. 0-1, and Paxton goes low at the zone. Fowler offers again, and it's quickly 0-2 count here. Right down the middle, and Fowler foul tips it away. 0-2 here. Right down the middle once again, and Fowler smokes one out in the shallow right field here. It drops in front of Aaron Judge, and just like that, the Cubs have a base runner here to start the game. Now Corey Seager, as I said, making a Chicago Cubs debut here, sends one out to center field, and tracking it is going to be Brett Gardner, and he finds it for the out here. Jason Hayward hitting 240, 1 home run, 3 RBIs here this season. As I said, just activated off the disabled list today, and his counterpart that they switch up in center sometimes, Dexter Fowler, runs towards second. Hayward does his job the runner here, and there's 2 outs now for Javier Baez. 3 home runs, 8 RBIs as Javier Baez getting his first start in a couple of days here as Baez smokes one out to center field here, and Brett Gardner playing center field, able to track it for the out here. Gardner going to lead off in center. DJ LeMahieu follows here, and it's Gardner who steps up to lead up the ball game. We're through an inning. The Cubs stranded a base runner, and now it's Gardner with the power numbers of 21 home runs, 64 RBIs, hitting 366 here in 2020. Wade Davis getting the start, his first action here in 2020, and he gives up a hit to start the game just as Paxton did. A single, and now it's DJ LeMahieu. Runner standing at first base here. LeMahieu hitting 320, so a decent hitter at that. Javier Baez to flip to second to Scope. Throwback to first to Rizzo to snag out LeMahieu, and there's 2 outs now for Torres. Torres has seen a little time on the DL this year as well. His numbers a little down, 14 home runs, 53 RBIs. His numbers were stellar last year after coming up through the minor league system very quickly for the Yankees, and it looks like he would be the next budding star here as he sends one out towards right. Over the head of Jason Hayward here. Hayward with a strong throw into the cutoff and scope, but it's not in time to Seager at second. And the Yankees have a base runner with now Gio Urshela up here. 2 outs on just 5 pitches and a liner at scope make that sit. So the Yankees pick up 2 hits. Chicago with just 1. We're through an inning, and it's Buster Posey to lead it off here. Posey at DH on a 7-game hitting streak. Knocked in 3 in the entirety of the Cincinnati series between the Tuesday to Thursday stretch here. Bouncer towards third in the hole. It's Urshela with the throw over to Voit here. And there's 1 out now for Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo put the team simultaneously on his back. 4 for 5 in yesterday's ball game. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, a 3-run shot, and a solo homer. Then he added a double to that and a single. Was just a triple away from the cycle here as he takes the ball up and away, a changeup. There's 1 out here in the second inning. A 0-0 score between the Yankees and Cubs, and a foul tip away here by Rizzo once again to even the count back at 1. 1-1 with 1 out here, and now Rizzo out towards deep left center here. Drops and falls to the wall here. Rizzo going to turn and head for second base, and he's on with just 1 out here for the Cubs. Wilson Contreras reached in both of his last 2 at-bats here, has 2 RBIs in 2020, hitting .600. Rizzo stands at second here for Chicago. A changeup Contreras offers, and he trails 0-1. Now an 0-1 pitch. It was a cutter. Contreras offered an 0-2. Rizzo standing at second. 0-0 score and a bloop hit out in the right field here. Anthony Rizzo's going to turn and head for home, and just like that, Contreras picks up RBI number 3 and gives Chicago a 1-0 lead. Jonathan Schoop, 11 home runs, 38 RBIs with 33 runs scored on a 4-game hitting streak, looking to knock in Contreras here and get the insurance run. He's going to at least advance him here. Going to be a single. Contreras heading for third here. LeMahieu over to third base to Urshela, but Contreras in there in time, and the Cubs are still in business here. First and third with just 1 out, and now it's Bryan in the 9-hole. 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. Had a 3-run shot in the game on Wednesday against the Cincinnati Reds and picked up the only RBI that Anthony Rizzo didn't have in the game, 2 of the 3 RBIs, and Jonathan Schoop offered the other here as this one's towards first. Luke Voit turns to Torres, throw back to first to Paxton, and just like that, the Cubs strand a pair. 4 hits for Chicago, just 2 for the Yankees, and the Cubs carry their 1-0 lead here into the second as it's Aaron Judge to lead it off. Judge playing right field here tonight. 14 home runs and 50 RBIs. It's the Judge's chambers out there in right field here as the 0-1 comes belt high, and Judge blasted out towards left field here. He goes opposite field here, and now Chris Bryant throws into second base here, but it's not going to be in time, and the Yankees have a base runner to start the inning. Giancarlo Stanton playing left field here for the New York Yankees, not in center, my bad. And it's a 4-seam fastball from Davis to start it out. Stanton in the DH role. The lineup I got for the Yankees before this game, I guess, not completely accurate today, so my bad for the mistakes on the Yankee side of the ball here today. 0-2, chopper towards short. Corey Seager across the diamond to Anthony Rizzo in time, and there's an out now for Luke Voit. Voit playing first base here today for the New York Yankees. 19 home runs, 46 RBIs, hitting north of 350 here in 2020. First pitch strike in there from Davis with a cutter. 0-1 in the chopper towards first. Anthony Rizzo takes it unassisted, taps his foot on the bag here, and there's 2 outs now for Sanchez. Sanchez hitting .318 in 2020, so plenty of these New York hitters above 300 on the season, hence their record is so great here. Jonathan Schoop over to Anthony Rizzo here in time, a 9th of a throw, and that ends it. The Yankees strand another runner, and for the Cubs here in the third, leading 1-0, it's Dexter Fowler to lead it off with Seager and Hayward to follow. Pitch on the outside corner. Fowler came around and fouled it off, and now it's 0-1 here once again. The 0-1 pitch right down the middle, and it's hammered out towards left center field here. It's going to fall in. Gardner there in the gap to grab it, but Fowler stands at first here, and the Cubs have a base runner to start the third. Corey Seager, the shortstop, 0-for-1 already in his Cubs tenure here. A changeup up and tight. Seager offered. Fowler standing at first here. The Cubs looking for their insurance run, and an offer here from Seager, and now it's 0-2. 0-2 pitch, and it's a chopper towards second. DJ LeMahieu comes in, and he flips over to Voit in time here, and there's an out with a runner now at second for Hayward. Just 1 home run and 3 RBIs before he got put on the disabled list. His only home run of the year coming on the road in Arizona the first weekend of May, before just suddenly the next week going on the disabled list with a lower body injury. The 0-1 popped up, as you saw there, to Torres at short, and it's Baez now here. 2 outs, Fowler standing at second, and it's a 1-0 lead here for Chicago. Just want to say thank you to all of you tuning in to watch here today again on my YouTube page. The 0-1 popped up by Baez. 0-2 now, up and tight, and a foul ball offering. 0-2, and Paxton still pounding the zone. Baez fouls it off. Paxton approaching the 30-pitch mark here, and just like that, 30 pitches, and he picks up his first K of the game, and it's Totman here in the 9-hole for the Yankees in the bottom of the third. Wade Davis retiring all 3 batters he faced in the second after giving up a leadoff double. Scope over to Rizzo here to snag out Totman for the first out, and hits Brett Gardner back up here. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Wade Davis working diligently here for Chicago after getting called on to get the start. Out in the left center field here. This one going to fall and roll to the wall. Yankees are going to have a double here with a runner on second base, with just 1 out for 3. The third time tonight it's DJ LeMahieu's turn. LeMahieu pops one up and away foul here. The 0-1 right down the middle and out towards center. It drops in front of Fowler. We're going to have a play at the plate here. Seager with the strong arm throw in, but Gardner slides in, and just like that, the Yankees managed to tie up the ball game. Torres already with a double. LeMahieu standing at first after his RBI. He was the RBI king of 2019, and now the 0-1 popped up here towards first. Anthony Rizzo going to track it in the sun and find it for the out here, and there's 2 down for Gio Urshela. Urshela 0 for 1 with a fly-out runner at first here for New York, and a liner right at Seager. He played it off the 1-hop, got it over to Scope to snag out LeMahieu at second. 5 hits for both teams in a 1-1 tie. We head to the 4th, and it's Posey, Rizzo, and Contreras here for Chicago. James Paxton still working diligently on the hill. 30 pitches through the first 3 innings here as Urshela over to Voit in time here for the first out. Rizzo doubled his first time up, hitting .833 here in 2020. Takes the ball up and away here on a cutter. Same thing he did the first time. Takes the first pitch. And he did it a plenty of times yesterday. One thing Rizzo's known for, his choked up appearance and taking first pitches here as he fouls away the 1-1. Rizzo looked very solid yesterday in his swing as he comes around at the 1-2. I guess that didn't look very solid, but Paxton got his second K. And Contreras, after reaching his first time up, got a shot to do it again here this time around. He bounces one now to first to Voit. 3-1, that's going to go in here as Paxton takes it to the bag himself, and it's going to be Judge, Stanton, and Voit here. Combined 0 for 3 on the day as Judge gets in here to start the bottom of the 4th. We got a 1-1 tie rolling from virtual Yankee Stadium, and things aren't going to get any easier for Chicago, as I said. 4 games coming up against the Milwaukee Brewers here, and out to Brian and left, and now it's Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton 0 for 1 with a grounder already in the ball game. 4 games coming up against the Brewers at Wrigley Monday to Thursday, then a couple of games against the Tampa Bay Rays here as this one's crushed out towards center. Fowler going to play it off the bounce off the wall here, and holding up at first here going to be the case for Giancarlo Stanton. 1 out and a 1-1 tie, and a throwing a pitch right down the middle here. This one chopped towards second base. Not going to be in time to get the out at second, but it is in time to get Voit at first. 4-3. He advanced the runner, and now it's Sanchez. We are going to see a call to the bullpen now for Chicago, and interestingly enough, it's going to be John Lester coming out here for manager David Ross's Cubs. 1-2 with 1 hold here in 2020, a .380 earned run average. He's going to try to work the next couple of innings here for Chicago to keep up their bullpen day. 0-1, and it's bounced towards short here to Seager, over to Rizzo, and there it is. The Cubs get out of the inning. Another hit and another guy stranded for New York, and it's Jonathan Scope, Chris Bryant, and Dexter Fowler in a 1-1 tie in the 5th. Jonathan Scope hitting .330, and now he fouls one off. It's 0-1 here. James Paxton, the lefty, the southpaw, the whatever you want to call him, working from the stretch here. Got Scope swinging and missing, and now it's 0-2 once again. A foul away here. 0-2, Paxton works up and away here. Scope fouled it off. 0-2 once again. It's down low in the zone, and he offers, and he's sent down on strike. So Jonathan Schoop struck out here once again. His strikeout numbers are a little high here, as now it's Chris Bryant hitting .253. Bryant was sent down his first time up here, and now he fouls one away. 0-2 with one out. And Bryant pops one up here on the infield. Infield fly rule in effect here as Torres able to track it for the out. 2 outs, and it's Dexter Fowler. Fowler, Mr. Consistent, Mr. You Go, We Go, 2 for 2 with a pair of singles in this ball game, hitting now .353. Throwing a pitch right down the middle here from Paxton, and LeMahieu snatched it over to Voit here. 4-3 it is, and we're halfway home in this ball game. It's going to be Totman to lead it off against John Lester here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch swinging and first pitch outs. It's going to be Baez to Rizzo, 5-3. Baez not usually playing third, but he gets the start over there today. As now it's Brett Gardner, the leadoff guy, back up here. 2 for 2, a double and a single already here in this ball game. And we got 2 more to go. Whether we play tomorrow or not, we shall see. The foul tip, and it's 0-2 here once again. Big John Lester wearing number 34. It's a duel of southpaws here as Lester finishes off his first K. Davis not able to punch one away in his 3 2/3 here. As this one's high and tight here. It's a slider to LeMahieu. 0-1, 2 outs. Lester working through this inning fast as LeMahieu fouls one off. 0-2, and it's right down the middle, popped up and away foul here once again. 0-2, and it's on the inside corner here. Baez across the diamond to Rizzo on time here once again. And through 5, we've got a 1-1 tie at Seager, Hayward, and Baez. The Cubs come into this inning with 5 hits, whereas the Yankees have 6. James Paxton right down the middle here to Seager, and Seager past a sprawling second baseman here in LeMahieu, and he's on first here with his first hit as a Cub. 0 for 2, a grounder and a flyout for Jason Hayward. Seager standing at first base here, and Hayward pops it up. It's found this time behind the plate by Gary Sanchez, and Baez fly out and a strikeout. Seager standing at first here, 1 out, and as I said, a 1-1 tie still in this ball game. Be interesting to see how this one keeps up down the stretch. The only RBI in this ball game coming courtesy of Wilson Contreras knocking around Rizzo as Baez struck out here for a second time tonight. Buster Posey has the best average and the 3rd best slugging percentage here in the entirety of the National League. Seager standing at first, and the 0-1 popped up here, retreating back as LeMahieu, and he finds it for the out. Cubs strand another one, and it's 6 hits now and hits, and it's 1-1 on the runs board. It's Gleyber Torres to lead it off in the bottom of the 6th here against John Lester, who's got just 10 pitches to an inning in the 3rd. Now a liner right at Jonathan Schoop. He sticks his hand up, and he's able to find it here. 0 for 2, a fly out and a grounder. Lester's retired 6 in a row since coming in here, as now one bounced off the hill. Corey Seager coming towards second. Gets to it in time and throws it to Rizzo for the out here. It's now 7 in a row sent down here. Lester looking to send down the whole order and get out here. 0-1 here once again on Aaron Judge. Judge, one of those other guys who likes to take a first pitch strike here every time. In time from second to first, Jonathan Schoop to Rizzo, and it's going to be Anthony Rizzo, the man of the hour, to lead it off for Chicago. Other than scoring that run, Rizzo been all but quiet so far in this ball game today. Got a couple of hits, but that's about it. 0-1 right down the middle here, and now high and tight. Rizzo fouls it off. 0-2, and Paxton now at 54 pitches here in the 7th inning, so I'm sure the Yankees are getting somebody up in the bullpen here. 3-1 it goes in. Luke Voit to James Paxton at first, and now it's Contreras. Contreras hitting .571 here, and if you look down in your bottom left corner of your screen, you'll see James Paxton's stamina is at just 41%. So he's definitely getting weak, and considering he's got to come back and start again in a few days, definitely things aren't going to be much easier down the stretch here for him. 1-2 now on Wilson Contreras this year, and Paxton manages to finish off his 5th strikeout of the day. Jonathan Schoop looking to keep his hitting streak alive here as he steps in. .329 average in 2020. He swings at the first pitch, bounces it towards short here, and he's called safe at first base, surprisingly enough. Torres couldn't get it in time. He bobbled the ball. That's going to go in as an error, and it's Bryant's turn now. Bryant, a slider. He did that it down and in the dirt here, and it's 0-1. Paxton now outside the way here, fouls it off, and it's 0-2. 0-2 pitch high and away here, and Bryan out towards right field. Retreating back is Judge on the track, and he's able to find it for the out. Yes, indeed, an error on the Yankees, and another hit for Chicago. 7-6 in hits they lead, and it's Giancarlo Stanton, the DH, to lead it off here in the 7th. 1-1, our score holds up. DJ LeMahieu accounting for the only RBI for the Yankees, whereas Contreras has the only one for Chicago. Seager back in the hole at short here across the diamond to Rizzo in time here for the first out of the frame. Now Lester sent down 9 in a row, and he's going to get the heck out of Dodge here. Adam Wainwright now going to come in for Chicago. 0-1 with 2 saves, 6 innings pitched, and a .450 earned run average to his name. Luke Boyd up here. He was the first batter John Lester faced. And now he's going to be the first guy Adam Wainwright faces here. 0-1, and it's out towards left field here. It's going to fall in and travel to the wall. Chris Bryant with his arm out there and left powers it in to the infield here, but Luke Boyd's going to stand on second with a double for Sanchez now. Sanchez 0 for 2, a pair of grounders and a four-seam fastball from Wainwright at just measly 76 miles an hour gets it started. The 0-1 chop towards Scope, and he knifes it to Rizzo in time here. 2 outs, and it's Mike Tauchman for the Yankees. He's got 101 hits here on the season, and it's the reason such a good average at .330. He sends the 0-1 out here into right field, and it falls in front of Jason Hayward, and the Yankees are in business here with 2 outs at first and third now for Gardner. Gardner 2 for 3 on the day. He's got a strikeout. The only way he was put away here is he chops one to Scope, who flips to Rizzo here for the out. Cubs looking to get the offense rolling and jump to a lead on the Yankees here as they send the top of the order to the dish in the 8th inning. 1-1 score, it holds up, and it's Dexter Fowler, Corey Seager, and Jason Hayward, with Fowler leading it off here with a deep shot, and it hits off the wall in left field. Fowler turns and heads for second here. James Paxton still in the ball game, and Fowler at second down, and the Cubs have a serious threat. Corey Seager up at the plate here, and he's going to drop down a bunt. Gary Sanchez flips a loop for it and throw across the diamond. They snag out Fowler at third. Wow, they turn the double play. Got to be a unique double play there. 2 to 3 to 5 to snag out Fowler as it's Hayward's turn here. Hayward offered it the first one. Now the 0-1 pitch from Paxton. High and tight here, about high, and he fouls it off. 0-2. Paxton looks like he can finish 8. And yes, indeed, he fist pumps indeed. He finishes it off. 8 hits for both squads, and a run for DJ LeMahieu, as you can see there, accounting for the only RBI of the night here as we start the bottom of the 8th. Getting late in this ball game here. If we have to go extras, that'll be interesting. Seager over to Rizzo in time here for the out. Cubs have seen plenty of extra inning games already this season. Last one coming to the Boston Red Sox last weekend, which just so happened to go 11 innings, and the Cubs took it 3-2. Seager over here to Rizzo to get out Torres here for 2 outs, and now it's Urshela. Adam Wainwright working quickly here, and there it is, the pop up to Rizzo at first to get out Urshela, and that ends the frame. 4-5-6 going to be up for Chicago in the 9th inning, and it's Adam Ottavina, 9-3 with 4 holds and a .232 earned run average, almost as many innings pitched as James Paxton prior to tonight here at 72 2/3, and Baez foul tips one back. 0-2, and it's a cutter here that got Baez down here quickly in the count. And now Ottavina finishes off the strikeout, and now it's Posey once again here for Chicago. Posey's average, as I said many times so far the last few games since he took over that spot, first in the entirety of the National League here, as it's 5-3 to get out Posey at first now for Rizzo. Rizzo just 1 hit on the ball game, the double, which just so happened to be the Cubs' run, and the only run they've scored with Contreras is singled to deep in the outfield here. Slider Rizzo offered, and he trails 0-2 here to Ottavina, and Rizzo offers it 1 outside and away here. It's a cutter, and he's out. So the strikeout for Anthony Rizzo. Ottavina finishes the inning with 2, and we start the bottom of the 9th. It's Aaron Judge to lead it off for the Yanks. The fly out to Hayward in right field here. 1 out now for Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton 1 for 3 here as Adam Wainwright kicks and fires in a slider. 0-1. And Wainwright works diligently here again. The pop-up into the glove of Wilson Contreras, and now there's 2 outs. Luke Voigt now steps up here. Adam Wainwright's retired 6 in a row. Lester retired 9 in a row before he left here as Wainwright fired in a curve. 0-1 once again. Bouncer towards Seager at short. Over in time to Rizzo just in time. Seager kind of looked around the diamond before firing it over there, interestingly enough. But that ends the ninth. We head to the 10th inning, and it's Wilson Contreras to lead it off for Chicago here. A 1-1 tie, so whoever scores next, whoever scores next and holds on to that lead going to be the winner in this one. There's one out here and a pitch right down the middle here. It's popped out into right field here, and Jonathan Scope going to turn and head for second base here. Will he be out or will he not? Yes, indeed. It's going to be 9-4 at second, and there's 2 outs now for Chris Bryant. 1-1 tie we've got here, and Bryant lines one right at the head of LeMahieu, and there's 3 outs. The Cubs strand another. It's 8-9-1, and Gary Sanchez to lead it off. Adam Wainwright going to have the plug pulled on him here, and it's Matt Albers to come out for Chicago. 9 earned run average, 1 walk, no strikeouts, 1 hold, and 1 innings pitched here as he faces Sanchez to start the 10th. The 4-seam fastball in for a strike, and it's 0-1 now as Sanchez fouls one away. 0-2 quickly here. It's high and tight, and Matt Albers finishes off the strikeout. Mike Todman, 1 for 3 on the day here, and he's going to take a strike. Matt Albers working quickly and fast here for Chicago as a liner right at Javier Baez here. Going to go in as an L5, 2 down, and now it's Brett Gardner's turn. Gardner plays center field for the New York Yankees here on a Friday night. And now the 0-1 popped up foul. 0-2. Going for the strikeout. Nope, it's going to be on infield here. Baez over to Rizzo, and that ends it. We head to the 11th and back to the top of the order for Chicago. Dexter Fowler, a pair of singles, a grounder, and a double, all in that order here. 11, 1-1, so a lot of ones there. And now there's going to be 1 out as it's Torres over to Voit. Ottavina now gets the pull plugged here, 7-2 with 7 holds and 66 innings pitched, and he faces Corey Seager. Pitch high and tight here, a changeup. Seager offered, and he trails 0-1. Kalai now a slider, and Seager once again offered. 0-2 outside and away here. Seager fouls it off. And now the 0-2 pitch down low in the zone. Popped past the pitcher's mound here, but Kalinin got off and got it over to Voit in time. And Hayward 0 for 4 on the ball game, now going to be pulled out here as the Cubs look to generate some offense. Ian Happ going to come off the bench for Chicago, and now the only guys left going to be Caratini, Bellinger, Yelich, and Turner. Ian Happ hitting .215 now. Swing to the 4-seam fastball, and he's trailing 0-1 here on Kalinin. The 0-1 pitch popped up towards third base here, and finding it is going to be Urshela. And that ends it. LeMahieu, Torres, and Urshela in the bottom of the 11th inning. 9 hits for Chicago, 8 for the Yankees. Just 1 error for New York, and it's a 1-1 score here. Matt Albers with a slider for a strike here into LeMahieu, and now the 0-1 pitch. Zipped out towards center field here. Dexter Fowler retreats back, and he finds it for the out. 1 down, and now it's Torres, 1 for 4. Has only hit a double way back earlier in the ball game in the first couple of innings. 0-1 here, and it's towards Rizzo, who takes it on assist to the bag himself. 2 outs, and it's Urshela 0 for 4 with a couple of grounders and a couple of flyouts here as Albers just keeps pounding the zone, throwing his off-speed stuff in there just as much as his fastballs as Seager lays out to make a play here at short. Now we head to the 12th. 4, 5, 6. Going to be Baez, Posey, and Rizzo for Chicago. Baez 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts here, and Justin Turner now going to come off the bench. Turner 1 for 5 in his Cubs tenure so far. Cubs just looking to generate some offense some way, somehow here as we get into the 12th inning, and it's getting late. The 0-1 out towards left. It drops in front of Mike Tauchman, and the Cubs have their first base runner here since the 10th. Buster Posey 0 for 4 on the day here. Still got the best average in the National League here, and this would be the perfect opportunity. Nope, LeMahieu to Torres. That to Voit, going to be 4-6-3, double play. Going to say that would be the perfect opportunity to get a hit, but now it's Anthony Rizzo up to play here for Chicago. He pops up the first pitch here, retreating over in front of the Yankee dugout as Sanchez, and just like that, the Yankees retire the Cubs once again. In the bottom of the 12th, it's Aaron Judge to lead it off for New York. The big number 99 onto the left side of the infield here. It's Seager over in time to Rizzo here. 6-3, it goes in if you're scoring at home, and now it's Stanton's turn. Matt Albers retired 9 in a row dating back to his last appearance, which just so happened to come on Wednesday against Cincinnati here. Back in the hole, it's Seager, and he's not going to get it over in time here to Rizzo, and Stanton's on base here for the Yankees once again. Luke Voigt earned a couple of hits on the day here. One out and a runner at first. Turner back in the hole here. Over across the diamond in time to Rizzo here. 2 outs. Runner now at second, and it's Gary Sanchez's turn here for New York. Sanchez 0 for 4 on the day here, and a 4-seam fastball pounded in there from Albers. Now 0-1. It's out towards right center field here, and that's going to end it. The winning run crosses the plate here for New York. Gary Sanchez picks up the RBI with his first hit of the day, and just like that, the Yankees defeat Chicago 2-1 in 12 innings. Well, you gotta like it. The Chicago, their bullpen was good. Matt Albert's gonna take the loss, of course, but their bullpen was good. It was a bullpen game, and they managed to work 12 innings around that. 10 hits for both sides. 2-1, the Yankees win it with an error committed in the field, and now we'll look at some of the other game results. The Arizona Diamondbacks over the Philadelphia Phillies 6-3. Steven Strasburg and the Nats defeat the Reds and Sonny Gray 9-3. Miami with a nail-biter over Atlanta 5-4, and Pittsburgh defeats Milwaukee 6-5 in a thumping in San Diego. The Mets defeating the Padres 16-1. Gotta look at the game stats here and see the pitchers. Look at that. The bullpen was great in this one. 3 2/3 for Wade Davis, 2 2/3 for John Lester, 2 2/3 for Adam Wainwright, 2 2/3 for Matt Albers, 6 hits for Davis, 2 hits for Wainwright, 2 hits for Albers, and just so happens Albers gets the loss in that one. But you look here, and you got to say Dexter Fowler and Jonathan Scope, the stars of the day on offense, 3 for 4 and 3 for 5 days, respectively. And that finishes it off for us here today from Virtual Yankee Stadium. If things are back to the way they should be tomorrow, then we'll have more baseball. The Cubs and the Yankees tomorrow are going to be Patrick Corbin and Tanaka. Whether we play that game tomorrow or Sunday, we'll be unsure until it happens. The rain could come pouring in, but for now, it's been great talking to you. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, and looking forward to getting back with you once again.